And hello, Shock fans, your beloved soldier of the inverted cross, Rip the full-blown freak show, here to do a review that I've been wanting to do since I first seen this character as a kid. You've probably seen this review, and you've seen the base figure, because I did one review of my Makuta MOC, the very first one, and it's like a lot of reviews by my standards, like 200 or 300, I think, maybe 100 something. But anyway, I wasn't happy with how that looked. And I think I even said in that video, oh, I'm working on a better way to do this, blah, 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 etc., etc. Then I did another review, and I was really displeased with how the chest and the hands were. And when I made my Takanuva, I used, like I said, if you've watched that video, I used Inferno XL. Well, he had a big black cape, and I was like, this isn't going to look good on the Hero of Light. So I got to use this on Makuta, not on his back. I used it on his waist to help fill in a lot of the gaps, and you'll see it. It's better. It looks better in the slideshow. My camera doesn't show as well. But enough of my rambling. Oh, one other thing. I'll explain where I got some of the parts from. Here we go. The final version of Makuta for my Bionicle 2015. Now, the new things on this guy are pretty obvious. The chest is one of the ones off Onua from the Bionicle, the reboot of Bionicle, with a super chest, whatever, the pecs on it. The other new piece, the silk gray piece here is just turned upside down that I had up there. The other piece that is new is the cape covering the back of his legs, like those warriors who wear them, and like I think Ganondorf has one, Hyrule Warriors. It's just like the cape warriors wear around their legs. The other thing, and the thing I'm the most happy with, I'll show it on this hand, is the feet of Onua from the new line, and I think these were used in Hero Factory. Now this doesn't bother me. You can make great freaking hands with posable fingers. This makes me so happy to know I can just have him grabbing the heroes. I have the hammer that I showed off in my Makuta 2000 and something. I don't even know. Cyborg Makuta. That was the Cyborg Makuta video. And he can wield that and the big shadow sword you've seen in previous videos. It's just the big blade, the big black blade piece, like Rutaka sword, but in black. And what's the other? The original Kopaka sword, but in black. They came from the Scryle Bionicle Stars Scryle set. That's all those are. Basically, I use the Witch Doctor limbs. I upgraded them to be black. New pieces like these spikes. I don't know how you could get all of them unless you have the entire Savage Planet set and you're willing to deconstruct it. I was, because I hated that line. I just bought it for the parts, literally just for the parts. And they look really good on him, just sticking all off his body. He looks intimidating, imposing. I have the gold mask for him as well. And these blades are from the Shark from Hero Factory Breakout, another meh figure. And I call these basically his blood blades. And what I mean by that is, I know these don't come off, but this silver part would be a part of his armor. When he was in battle and he got close, he could basically solidify his blood into blades and just uppercut like a toe through the chest. Though this Makuta I made, this version of him, his preferred method is just use his feet to like stomp Toa. And there's a lot of I just love how I can make him look like he's stepping on things with these big giant legs. I know that most likely, even if Lego gives us a set, it's going to be like the Protector, the Kimu Matchmaker, that's really small Protector size. I know they might give us a bigger Makuta later on down the road, since in the little prologue thing they made for Bionicle 2015 or whatever, when Makuta puts the mask on, he gets really bigger. He gets bigger, I guess. But I know we won't get this because the piece count on this is extremely high. I made the torso. I know there's a ton of parts in that. The legs have a ton of parts, and it was $30 for that with the arms, plus all these spikes. If Lego gave us anything, they might give us 3 on the top and not the ones on the legs and the other ones and the feet and all this stuff. So yeah, I'm very happy with how this turned out, and he's in the slideshow that I'm going to make. I've got the pictures. It might go up before this review. So if you're like, what slideshow? It's already up or it's not up. One of the two things. That's the only two options there are. He is massive. I still have the rock sheet here. So yeah, he's massive. He towers over the Toa. He's much wider. There's much more girth to him. I'm extremely happy with this, guys. This is probably one of my favorite figures I own in my collection because this character always meant a lot to me as a kid. Him and Takanuba, and to have two really good versions of them, plus my cyborg. You can't really see him. The cyborg Makuta is right here. You can see the hammer. But just to have some really nice versions of them that I know aren't going to break in my hands. I mean, sure, as an adult, this is going to go on the shelf. I might pose it a bit. If I would have had this as a kid, this would have been awesome to have as a kid. But sadly, those parts didn't exist until I was pretty much graduating high school. Well, actually, I was out of high school when the new build system came out. But this is when I look at this and I look at the new Toa that I know won't break on me, and the Takanuva, and as soon as I'm able to finish upgrading the Roxy, then I have basically the things, huge pieces of my childhood that mean a lot to me. Because Transformers, like I said, I started collecting in my teen years, so I mean it's not like, but I have huge memories with them. But these characters, like I said, the story, the movie, just everything. Bionicle means a lot to me, and I know some people wish they hadn't brought it back, and some wanted it back, and some aren't happy with the story. But here's the thing: I'm happy with getting the characters in parts, like I said, that are not so fragile, and that I can forget the new story. I don't even give a crap about the new story. I mean, I'm glad Makuta's in it. I'm glad the original six Toa are in it. But as long as I can buy those sets and use them to make something like this, to make something like the Toa, to make something like Takanuva, to make something like the Roxy, as long as I can make something like that and upgrade the past so that these can be preserved and not break and not be so fragile that I can like pick them up and just be like, oh, I want to put this thing in a cool pose with Takanuva, or I want to have him fighting the six Toa. I don't have to worry about this thing just shattering or breaking over time. It will last a lot longer, and that makes me happy. And I know I'm ranting a big emotional rant, and yeah, enough of that crap. I know, but this really does make me happy, and it just looks really good with the cape. I'm really happy with this, and I can't really say any more than that. This is my favorite thing. I know I'm going to do a Transformers, like the top 15 Transformers I got in 2015, and the top 15 in 2015, I think that's what it should be, 15 from 15. But none of those things, even Devastator, can't compare to how happy this makes me. I'm sure Devastator makes a lot of people who got him this year who grew up with Devastator happy. I grew up with this. I grew up with Bionicle. This makes me very happy to have a nice version of the main villain. And I can't. I know a lot of people hate Hero Factory, but the build system it gave us, that is one thing I can't hate it for. I love the build system. So until next time, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this version of Makuta I did. Like I said, I painted these so until I can find something black, but it looks fine. So until next time, this has been your beloved Soldier of the Inverted Cross, and most likely this is the final update or the final review of this MOC, since I don't really intend on doing anything else different with it. So, until next time, I'm signing off. Farewell.